WCTR. So right now, let's get into yesterday afternoon, nice enough to get a call from Julie Simek, lead singer of Sweet Leda, and let's give that to you now. We're the Town, AM 1530, FM 102.3, WCTR. I am Keith Thompson. Joining me on the telephone is Julie Simek, and from the group Sweet Leda, and they will be opening for Devon, Allman at the Prince Theater on July 14th. And welcome in. And I got to see you guys at Island Bay Day a couple of years ago, and was very impressed. I like your music a lot.
Oh, thanks very much. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. And I understand getting a little bit of a national buzz lately on TV not too long ago. If you could talk a little bit about that.
We're trying to create as much buzz as we can. I actually had a friend tell me the other day that he was in Germany for work, and he could have sworn that he heard us in some little shop, and he went up and asked, "What CD is this? Like, how are you playing this?" And they showed him our CD.
Wow.
So I don't know how that happened. No? I don't know if he's just trying to make me feel good. He's lying. But we're just working really hard, trying to use the internet to stretch our legs without actually having to travel, and we'll see what happens. We don't plan on stopping, so we're just going to try to keep spreading around and around.
And for folks not familiar with you, based out of the Annapolis area, and so talk a little bit about your CD.
Oh, we are so excited about it. It's called Need the Music. We worked on it for forever. Took a lot of time, took a lot of money, and it finally came out on March 26th. We had a big celebration at the Whiskey in Annapolis, and we always really hoped that it could sell out. We were hoping to put on the marquee, sold out before showtime, and it actually sold out about 3 days ahead of time. So that made us feel really, really good, because we just worked so hard on this. We had a fan funding website to raise awareness and excitement, and fans were able to contribute and donate, and that went really well. And we recorded with a great producer, Steve Antonelli, and he was so encouraging, but also when he heard something that wasn't quite right, he wasn't shy about telling us. So we appreciate that. So we were able to keep at it until we got it just right. I thought it would never be finished, but it is finished, and we're really excited about it. And we have it, we sell them at shows. It's on iTunes now. You can get it on Amazon, so it's definitely pretty accessible.
And
good.
And describe your music for folks that are not familiar with you. And like I said, I've seen you, and I have a little bit of a hard time kind of describing what you sound like. It's you don't sound like anybody else I've ever heard, which I think says a lot for a band.
Oh, thanks. I agree. I mean, I'm glad we don't sound exactly like someone else. I would say that we definitely have a Joss Stone feel. We like to lay it back, so we have some R&B funk influences, but then we can get a little, other people will say that they think we're straight up rock. We might be more like some Zeppelin feel, but then some Joss Stone or Adele feel. So I do think we're able to combine a few different genres into one. I guess the bass player and I are more kind of groove-based, and the guitarist and drummer, they can be more of a rock feel, and they do more like 80s and 90s, and I think the bass player and I are more like 60s and 70s, and we just sort of tie it all in together.
It
So
it ties into one.
We like to call it rock and soul, I guess.
That would be a good way to describe it. And so where do you guys play besides the Whiskey? How far around the region do you venture?
For the most part, we were doing Virginia, Maryland, Rehoboth, that general area, you know, a few hours here and there. We did just do a little tour, our first tour ever. We was only like a week and a half, so we can call it a mini tour, but we actually drove all the way to Wichita, Kansas to play a wedding, and then we took like a week to drive back, and we hit some North Carolina towns, and we played in Asheville and Raleigh. So I think if we count all the states that we played, it's a decent number. We played once in New Jersey. We played a few times in Pennsylvania. We have day jobs, so traveling is challenging. But
I know the feeling. I'm there with you on that.
but it's certainly one of our goals to just start branching out. At least we have. I think we used to play very much in Annapolis. At least like 3-4 times a month. But now we're starting to at least branch out more in Maryland. You know, we'll do the Eastern Shore. We'll do like Chestertown and St. Michael's and Easton and Denton, and then we'll go up to Gaithersburg, and then we'll do Baltimore and Annapolis. We certainly don't want to saturate any one area. Trying to spread our wings.
Have you ever played Chestertown before?
I think Jamie and I have played in another band in Chestertown. We used to play Andy's.
Okay.
And we did play Rock Hall before too, but I don't think Sweet Leda has played Chestertown before, so we're really excited about that.
Okay. How did the name of the band come about? I'm just kind of curious.
We have the other band that I just mentioned, Jamie, he's my husband, the bass player. We started playing music together a while ago when we first started dating, I would say 10 years ago. And when he took me over to his parents' house for dinner, what they do is they drink wine, they all cook together, and then they go in the living room and they play music. It's so foreign to me. My family doesn't do anything like that. So I used to sing in choirs and a cappella groups. So the first time I went over, his stepfather, Don Carlson, said, "Julie, I heard you sing. You got to sing something for us." So we started jamming on Fever. So he got all excited and said, "Oh, this is so fun. We have to form a band." So I had given him a CD. The artist was called Ida, I-D-A, but he could never, ever remember the name of the band, so he would always say, Leda. So when we had to pick a band name, we picked Leda's Charm. So that was a family band. It was acoustic, jazzy, very family. And then about 4 years ago, Don got sick with cancer and he passed away. Sweet Leda used to be called Bittersweet, and we weren't happy with the name. It wasn't so original. It was pretty common, and it's hard to Google. So we decided to take the Leda from Leda's Charm to honor Don and play his music and remember him. And so we took the Leda and we kept the sweet from Bittersweet, and now we have Sweet Leda.
That's a great story.
Yeah, we really love to remember him in that way, and we love to tell the story so we can talk about Don. He lives close to Chestertown, and he was a wood sculptor, and he has some pieces in one of the galleries. So very Eastern Shore, very artsy.
And how familiar are you with Devon Allman, who's headlining the show on the 14th? And for folks not familiar, it's Greg Allman's son, and plays some blues and rock. And how familiar are you with Devon and his music?
Well, I'll have to be honest and say I'm not. So when we were offered this gig, actually, I think it's on a Thursday at the Prince Theater, and then we're doing another one in Annapolis the next day. So as soon as we got the offer, I looked him up right away, and Jamie and I listened to a song, and we thought, oh yeah, this is going to be good. So we really aren't familiar, but I know some of our friends are, and they're excited, and we're very excited. And I love the fact that we get to play with them for 2 nights. And so I think we'll really get to meet them. Hopefully we can take them out and show them the town. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good couple of nights.
And once again, the show it's Thursday, July 14th at the Prince Theater. Sweet Leda opening for Devon, Allman, and then the following night. Where are you playing again? The following night, it's in Annapolis.
Yeah, it's called Wild Willie's.
Okay. And anything to add while we have you on the line? Just folks, if they want to find out a little bit more about Sweet Leda and your music, and by the way, we're going to wrap everything up with one of your tunes. We'll get into in a second. But if folks want to, I guess, find you on Facebook or online, how can they go about doing that?
Yeah, we update our Facebook page under Sweet Leda multiple times a day, and we have a new website, sweetleda.com, and you can find videos, shows, pictures. You can find for advance tickets, I believe they're $10. So if you go to sweetleda.com and you click on the calendar and then you find the shows listed, I think it has all the information you need to go there and check out tickets. And so iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, we're all over that stuff.
And we have a song. It's called "What You Don't Know," and it's lined up from your CD. And just before we play it, let us know a little bit about the tune.
This is a pretty old one. I would say it might be 7 or 8 years old, and I think it was one of the first songs I ever wrote. I was listening to the radio and I heard some song sang by a girl, and it was, oh man, my boyfriend cheated on me and I'm all upset. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to empower the female, and I'm going to have the female be the cheater. So I took matters into my own hands, and I'm not so good with the chord writing, so it's pretty basic chord structure, but we wrote it a long time ago, and then for the CD we added a different feel to it, and I really love it. It's a real happy, energetic, danceable song, but then when you listen to the words, they're not so appropriate because it's about cheating, but still, it's a good song for the naughty girls.
Well, thanks a lot. And Julie, thank you very much for joining us. And we're going to head out once again, Sweet Leda, opening for Devon, Allman. It's Thursday, July 14th at the Prince Theater. And thank you very much for joining us. And we're going to head out with the song. And what you don't know, it's Sweet Leda. And you are listening to The Town, AM 1530, FM 102.3, WCTR.
Thank you so much.